The hundreds of thousands of people who have gathered peacefully with smiles on their faces to send a message to the communist tyrants in power.
Keir Starmer shocked by Tommy Robinson's latest remarks. You're not going to believe this. Because while everyone was busy scrolling the usual headlines, something completely unexpected just landed in the heart of British politics. And one moment that literally left the Labour leader frozen. This wasn't a scandal. It wasn't a leak. It wasn't even a policy failure. It was a blunt, raw observation, and the reaction? Unmissable. It all started during a late-night interview. Robinson was speaking in his usual direct, confrontational style, the kind that makes interviewers shift in their seats. And then, he said it. He pointed to a disconnect that has been quietly growing, under the surface, in British politics. He said the public feels unheard. That leaders, including Starmer, sometimes seem far removed from the frustrations of ordinary people. And then he added something sharp. People want leaders who understand them, not just read about them in reports. That line hit harder than any political jab could. Starmer's reaction? Unmistakable. It was the kind of moment where even the most experienced politicians can't hide their surprise. And social media noticed instantly. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Comments flooded in. Finally, someone said it, exactly how we feel. Even if you don't like Robinson, he's not wrong here. This is what leaders need to hear, not spin. And of course, critics responded. Dangerous rhetoric. He's stirring division again. But the overwhelming reaction was clear. The message struck a nerve. Why does this matter? Because Britain is tense right now. People are frustrated, tired, impatient. And when emotion is high, moments like this aren't just clips, they become mirrors. Robinson's words weren't about policy. They weren't about ideology. They were about feeling. They reflected a public mood that Starmer and perhaps all politicians need to notice. Insiders are already talking. One senior Labour strategist told a political outlet, "It's not Robinson that's the problem. It's that the audience agreed with him. That's what shook Starmer." Another advisor added, "This isn't an attack, it's a warning shot. Starmer has to reconnect with the public, or it's going to be a bigger issue." Even some journalists admitted, the clip works because it doesn't accuse anyone of wrongdoing. It speaks to a gap between leaders and the people they serve. And that gap, that's the real story here. Behind the scenes, Starmer's team is already trying to shift the narrative. Expect more unscripted appearances. More conversations that sound personal, not rehearsed. The goal? Show Starmer as grounded, connected, human. Because political power isn't just about policies. It's about trust, believability, presence. And when a leader is caught off guard like this live, on camera, in front of millions, it sends a message that words alone can't cover up. The public is paying attention. People are noticing the tiniest cracks. And right now, the tiniest cracks are enough to spark conversations that run far beyond Westminster. That's why this moment has already gained momentum. It's not about Robinson. It's not about Starmer. It's about a deeper truth that the public wants to be understood, and when they feel ignored, reactions like this will only grow louder. So what happens next? Starmer will try to recalibrate. Expect more appearances where he listens, nods, and responds directly to people's frustrations. Expect more attempts to show he gets it. But the tension remains because once the public notices a disconnect, it isn't easily forgotten. And the most interesting question: if this single remark caught Starmer off guard, how will he handle the next wave of public dissatisfaction? Because the story isn't over. It's just beginning. And one thing is clear: the political landscape has shifted even a little in this single, unexpected moment. Robinson's words may have been simple, but the impact is anything but. Starmer's reaction tells the story the headlines can't fully capture. When leaders are caught off guard, it's not the criticism that matters most. It's the truth reflected back at them, the gap between the political class and the people they serve. And right now, that gap is staring everyone in the face. The question remains, will they bridge it, or will it keep widening? Because this isn't just one clip. It's a mirror, and the reflection is unavoidable. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more political updates.